BUCS is back, and it's bigger than ever.
We've got a man in the corner, and it's caught!
Can he hold them off? The roof will be raised in front forward.
Like an enemy in the night, mission impossible for two.
The team is hungry, desperate to win that title.
The heart of the country sets the stage. Student athletes take the spotlight. The rehearsals are over. Now it's time to see who will cross the line first. Hours of preparation, countless hours of training. It's all led to this moment. The wait is finally over. Hello and welcome to the Derby Arena Velodrome, a magnificent facility hosting this year's BUCS Cycling and Para-Cycling Track Championships. Thanks for joining us for what promises to be a packed out second session here from the heart of England. British Universities and Colleges Sport, BUCS as they're known, providing 2 full days of live coverage. And coming up in this session, we're going to begin with the women's sprint semi-finals, and then we're into a series of medal races, starting with the elimination race, back onto the team sprint before we pick up the individual pursuits. We'll finish the medal races for the sprints before the medal races for the team pursuits. Team sprints will finish things off along with the final gold medal in the sprint right at the end of this session. Of course, more to come tomorrow as well, but we'll come on to that a little later. So we have the semi-finals of the female sprint competition coming up very shortly. Brianna Parris-Smith of Derby came through as the fastest flying 200-meter qualifier, and she's up first in the first semi-final, where she goes up against the University of Central Lancaster's Georgia Holt. The second semi-final will see Harriet Watts, Sarah Johnson taking on Derby's very own Jodie Taylor. Can Derby bag 2 medals in the women's sprint on their home track? Well, the athletes making their way to the start-finish line for this highly tactical sprint duel. There is Brianna Parris-Smith from Derby University.
Back here with racing now in the female sprint semi-finals.
Brianna Parris-Smith, all in blue, 4th at the Sprint Nationals last weekend. And just a couple of weeks back, took silver in the team sprints at the European Championships. She's also the reigning national time trial champion. So we're on the line, ready to go for the first women's sprint semi-final. They get underway. If you're new to cycling, you'll notice there's not much sprinting going on right at the moment. Well, that's because these 2 athletes are jockeying for position ahead of the final 250 meter sprint to the line. Highly tactical battles where the riders will position themselves side by side at different elevations on the track. And much of the early stage is about manoeuvring. But Parris-Smith up front at the moment, holding the inside line. Georgia Holt now dropping in, and they've set a pretty heavy pace early doors yet. We haven't had the bell, but nice positioning by Holt, so it's forcing Parris-Smith to go out early. Has she got the legs? She tucks up, she's in position, and she's pulling away here. Rihanna Paris-Smith of Derby University coming around the final bend. She's blitzed this semi-final, and she will go into the gold medal race here on her home track. Georgia Holt moves into the bronze medal race as the losing semi-finalist. Is there any beating of Rihanna Paris-Smith here at the BUCS Cycling Track Championships? Sporting thumbs up. She is here for business, Paris-Smith.
So the second semi-final will be contested between Sarah Johnson of Harriet Watt. She's having a busy morning. Busy in the sprint, also involved in a point race just before our break. And her opponent representing UC Lamb will be Georgia Holt.
Well, who's going to face Rihanna Paris-Smith in the women's sprint gold medal match? We take a look back at, she was forced into starting the sprint early, but she's got the legs. Georgia Holt could not get herself into an advantageous position as Paris-Smith crossed the line with some comfort. Now, will it be an all Derby University final? We'll find out. Jodie Taylor up next, wearing number 23.
We are underway. The finals, by the way, will be true match sprints, in that they will be the best of 3 encounters. Maximum 3 encounters anyway.
So we get the second semi-final underway. And it's Georgia Holt leading the way, ahead of
So Georgia Holt's in the black.
Sarah Johnson.
2 to go.
Sarah Johnson, red and blue, representing Harriet Watt University. UC Land for Georgia Holt.
Following her opponent. There's a slightly higher position on the track. Holt's trying to keep the door closed on Johnson as long as she can.
Well, they're tucked up neatly here. Now, who's got the better line? Georgia Holt coming over the top, sprinting hard. She comes around the final bend. This is pretty tight. It's going to be awfully close on the line. It's going to be a photo finish, but I think that Sarah Johnson may well have done this one on the line.
I think Sarah Johnson will be the winner of that one. We'll wait for confirmation on the board. It's very close. Johnson relinquished her bike towards the line, and that is confirmed. So Sarah Johnson.
So Sarah Johnson does do it on the line. It is confirmed. Johnson through to the gold medal race with Rihanna Paris. And Georgia Holt will face Jodie Taylor for the bronze medal.
So that action to come later on during the course of this afternoon's session. So we'll move on to our next event. Always entertaining, unless I'm sure one of the lines on the track. This is the elimination race, next on track.
The fact that he's sitting down does not help.
Well, contrary to any of the information you may have seen elsewhere, like in the official race program, we are actually doing the elimination every second lap.
Well, we take a look back at the line of that close finish.
So the true spirit of elimination racing, the elimination lap to follow will be denoted by the ringing of the bell a lap before the elimination.
Well, we prepare now for the next event, which is the open elimination event. It's the final, 12 kilometres, so 48 laps of this 250-metre track. And I've just been informed that rather than the last athlete over the line being eliminated every lap, it's going to be every other lap in this race.
So the elimination race final. Biggest field of riders we've seen on the track thus far. This is the open elimination, by the way.
We take a look at the finish over the line of the second semi-final. Sarah Johnson just making it around the long way as well to cross the line first and make it to the gold medal match.
Riders scheduled to take the start in this one.
Well, as you probably heard, 25 riders in the starting lineup for this one, including the gold medalist, the reigning champion Kieran Riley from Loughborough University, wearing number 64, and the bronze medalist from last year, Keir Gaffney from Stirling University, wearing 108.
Well, not all together. So don't go rushing off the front because the race won't start until the field are all together.
Rolling start here, but the group has to be together for this elimination race. And one or two just dropping behind. I think we've already lost one athlete.
Slow down and come together into one large group.
And the officials waving on the front of the pack, and they're actually going to call this one off.
You had your chance. I'm going to bring you off and start you all over again because you've been naughty and left riders behind. The race does not start until the starter starts it.
So they've called off the start of the elimination race. They'll bring them all back together. The leaders went off way too fast.
So please leave the track and reform in the starting order at corner 2. Riders, please leave the track and restart on the fence at corner 2.
So this is the issue with mass starts, that they've got to be bunched up for the rolling start to get underway. Because the field was spread, the officials have decided to have a restart. So the athletes need to come off the track and line up on the fence, as it's known, the inside of the track, on bend number 2.
Kind of a fun event of track leagues and all such events. It used to be called the devil take the hindmost in the good/bad old days of track racing. It's kind of a, the person at the side of the track would eliminate the last rider. And then of course it became part of the Omnium, the World and National Championship Omnium competitions. And so also included in the Omnium the Olympic Games. So it's become a far more tactical race. The principle still applies there. The last rider across the line will be eliminated on each of the elimination laps, and so 2 remain to contest the final sprint.
So the elimination race going for its second start. Riders start together and are eliminated if they cross the last line on specific laps last.
No man left behind this time.
So unlike most races, the action tends to happen at the back of the pack in the eliminations. Every 2 laps, the rider at the back of the race is eliminated all the way through until there are only 2 riders left who will sprint it out for the win. After a false start, the athletes are lined up.
So Riley will have the mechanical issue that's the basis of that slightly confused attempt to start.
It turns out that there was a mechanical failure for one of the riders which prevented him from joining the pack, and that has now been fixed. The open elimination race starts off again. A rolling start, the pack now looking neater together. They're all bunched up and ready to go. They come around the final bend into the start-finish straight to start the elimination here at the BUCS Track National Championships. The elimination race underway.
Next time through the line, the bell will ring, and the time after that, we'll take our first rider off the back.
So every other lap will lose the back rider. So the bell goes. Whoever crosses the line last next time round will drop out. So we're looking at the back of the pack rather than the front. And this is going to be close on the line, but it looks like we have lost Matthew Brown from Nottingham University.
87, Matthew Brown, Nottingham. 87, Matthew Brown.
So again, the bell will go, and we're looking at the back of the pack. Matthew Brown still rolling along, but on the blue inner skirt.
All together. Fighting not to be last across the line.
Still moderate speed here.
The bogey finger points in the direction this time.
And it looks like we've lost Kobe Allen.
Cambridge. Number 6, Kobe Allen, Cambridge.
Cambridge athlete eliminated the second time of asking.
3 laps this time. Stay near the front, stay out of trouble.
Just cruising along at the front is a safe place then for the athletes. This is going to be tight across the line for the eliminated athlete, and it looks like
116.
that will be Lucien Asprey-Perrott, Warwick University, going out on the third eliminator. And the bell will go again. Who's next? Trailing at the back at the moment, it's William Foster of Sheffield University trying to cling on to the back of the pack, positioning himself nicely high in the track. Can he drop in over the top? He's got to go around the long way, and this is going to be close, really close, and I think we have lost Finlay Stevenson.
104, Finlay Stevenson, Southampton. 104, Finlay Stevenson, Southampton.
So Southampton's Finlay Stevenson going out on the fourth eliminator. Bell goes again, and still at the back, he survived the first time round. William Foster of Sheffield University looks like he may be dropped a little bit here, although he came round this last bend last time in good position to pinch penultimate place. I'm not sure that's going to happen this time, and we look like we have indeed lost.
29, James Riley, Durham. 29, James Riley, Durham.
James Riley in the end. So William Foster escaping again.
Still in the race though. He's back on the rear of the group here. I think he thought he was out.
Well, Foster's dropped right off the back. I thought he thought he went last time round. He's certainly going to go this time round. Foster's 9 lives run out.
So it is number 100 this time, William Foster of Sheffield. 100 William Foster, Sheffield. Sounds like a right out mechanical going into corner 1 there. Oh, definitely.
So now at the back,
Stay upright.
we've got Barnabas Pickford of Nottingham University.
So eliminated himself.
Pickford had to come up round the outside here. Looks like he may well be safe.
So focusing on the rear group here.
Well, coming across the line there, last by the looks of things, was Jack Bull.
16, and number 16, Jack Bull Derby. Number 16, Jack Bull Derby.
The field thins out even more.
He's shaking his head in disbelief at the failure of his machinery. Otherwise, Sterling. Well, next elimination on the line this
Coming
time.
around the outside, it's been pipped at the post. 109, Murray Gray of Stirling University goes.
Murray Gray of Stirling. It's Keir Gaffney right with a mechanical problem. He's also out of the race.
Technical error for Keir Gaffney of Stirling, the bronze medalist from last year, out as well, but not through the elimination process. Is he going to be tight across the line now?
Not to be nice this time.
And it looks like it was number 43 there.
Kenneth Fraser, Glasgow. 43, Kenneth.
Glasgow's Kenneth Fraser going out. And the bell will ring again.
Next elimination, next on across the line.
Setting up high round bend 3 seems to be a good place to put yourself if you are at the back, and now sprinting hard for the line. I think that's 47 that's gone there. Kyle Thomas, I should say.
Kyle Thomas, Glasgow.
So that high position round 3 is a good place to be if you are in the trailing pack. Samuel Thomas of Huddersfield coming up around the outside at the back. And we've had a couple of dropouts here for technical reasons. James Maxson goes that time. Cambridge University now with no contenders in the field. Bath, Derby, Huddersfield, Loughborough, Nottingham Trent, Oxford, Stirling, Strathclyde and UWS still in with a shout.
So our next elimination on the line this time.
Well, that one was exceptionally close. Did Samuel Thomas lose out that time?
3, that was Samuel Thomas of Huddersfield. 53, Samuel Thomas Huddersfield.
Does indeed. Thomas out. Huddersfield chances dashed.
It was Richard Selfie of Matthew who had the problem with his bike. He's have to change his shorts at the very least, I would imagine, after that heart-stopping moment in the midst of the midfield. He'd very well to stay upright and not bring anyone else down. Next elimination on the line this time.
Well, that's pretty close, but looks like Ollie Walker.
UWS. 115 Ollie Walker, UWS.
As you probably heard, Ollie Walker from UWS out on the 12th eliminator. Rolls pretty thick and fast, the open eliminator.
Thinning down now. The opportunity to hide in the group, getting a little bit more valuable to those riders who remain on the track.
Staying out front safe now has to be the way forward. And the look over the shoulder says nothing there.
Barnabas Pickford of Nottingham, 79.
Barnabas Pickford losing out. Unlucky 13 for him. Carl Jolly of Oxford making a move to get him into a position where there's no threat of elimination. The riders high on the track, the ones to watch out for. Oh, now was that James Sator.
James Sator, Nottingham Trent. 95, James Sator, Nottingham Trent.
So Nottingham Trent out through James Sator. Just 8 riders left in now.
6 riders to be eliminated. There was 2 for the final sprint.
coming high off the line, hasn't proven as successful, but worked out that time. Benjamin Flatow from Derby University out.
Benjamin Flatow, Derby. Now this time,
7 remain. 5 more eliminators to go before the final sprint.
we, of course, as ever, until the last lap, focus on the back of the race. See who's going to get the nod.
Big sprints going down here, but in the end it's Rhys Thomas of Derby going out, following his teammate.
20, Rhys Thomas, Derby.
2 from Loughborough, 1 from Nottingham, 1 from Oxford, 1 from Stirling, 1 from Strathclyde, still in the running here. Edward Charles of Nottingham fighting hard to come around the outside, but his opponents have read that well. He's having to kick really hard here. Needs to be careful. Has he done enough? Oh, he might well have done there. He might well have done. Carl Jolly has lost out there after a real hard work. So Nottingham's Edward Charles now being dropped from the pack after all that work that he did.
Eliminating himself this time.
He's dropped away, allowed the pack to drift off, and it will be Edward Charles of Nottingham who falls down on the 18th time of asking. Down to 4. They'll get the bell this time round. Now it's all about positioning.
Next time round.
The 2 leaders blocking the sprint line on the inside. This is going to be a pure sprint to the line for the back 2. Oh, and it is 107 who's gone. Alex Ball from Stirling University.
107, Alex Ball of Stirling. Gilbank, Kieran O'Reilly and Conor Davison like to remain in contention here. 1 more to be eliminated.
So now the jockeying for position changes a little bit as it's working out when to press the go faster button here at the front. It's the only place you're going to be safe, and it looks like we are losing 1-1-1. Conor Davidson from Strathclyde University. The 2 Loughborough athletes will battle it out for gold and silver now.
The final lap this time, number 111, Conor Davison, you are eliminated. 111, Conor Davison, you are eliminated.
So now the push for the final sprint, and the 2 athletes going for it. Kieran Riley's really pushed out early, and it looks like he's broken his teammate. He has indeed. Riley comes round the final bend to take the open eliminator. What a run from him. Fantastic performance as teammate William Gilback gives him the thumbs up. Gold to Kieran Riley, the winner from last year, retains his title here at the Derby Arena Velodrome at the 2025 BUCS Cycling and Para-Cycling Track Championships. Making the break early with 300 meters to go. There was no catching Kieran Riley, who powered his way through to a consecutive win here in the open eliminator, and gets a thumbs up from his teammate who came in second place, William Gilbank. What a race that was.
So a little pause before we continue in action. First of all, to search for some spokes that are no longer attached to the wheel at the start of the race.
Take these beautiful things that I've done. Things that I've done. These beautiful
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good.
I am the dark horse rising, outsider with a rebel yell. Push through the wind and the lightning, find the strength inside myself. Fulfill my destiny, leave it on the battlefield with the rest of me. I was born for this. I was born for this. It's how I was made, running through my veins. I'm here to stay, never gonna quit. I was born for this. I was born for this. Taking off the gloves, I've had enough, it's in my blood. I was born for this. 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 It's how I was made, running through my veins. I'm here to stay, never gonna quit. I was born for this. I was born for this. I was born for this. was in the darkness, heartless, left for dead, long forgotten. Something was pushing me, pulling me straight down to the bottom. Then I came alive, I walked through the fire, my mind turned the embers to red. Got caught in the deep, but I calmed the seas, and I'll never be the same. Only thing that I can say is I was meant for this, and I'm never second guessing. Fight till my last breath, 'cause I was born to be a legend. Been to hell and back, you're swearing that you'll never take what you got for granted. Rising from the rubble, struggle, I'm gonna be the last one standing. It runs through my blood, I've just begun to see I'm the one, I'm the chosen. The power inside is starting to rise, I know I was made for this moment. Only thing that I can say is I was meant for this, and I'm never second guessing. Fight till my last breath, 'cause I was born to be a legend. When the battle is raging, the blood in the fight, sacrifice that is made, and the reason we never stop till we make history. Oh, oh, oh. I put it all on the line and I made it, reminded of why when I look in your eyes. I wish I could stay, but I'm destined for so much more, 'cause I was born to be a legend. Oh, born to be a legend.
Time now for the open team sprint qualifying. We start with Bath University. Qualifying consists of 750 metres hardcore sprinting, 3 laps of the track for the teams. 4 fastest go through to the finals. Bath begin the open team sprint qualifying, one of 11 teams in the field. Bath lining up with Edward Baker, George Gray and Richard Selfie.
So a huge gap between the first and second line, nothing too much to worry about. Space for the second line to ride into. Gray swings up the swings up the track. And,
so they'll all take a spot at the front of the pack.
The second two, a bit more concerned because the third rider, of course, will complete the distance.
So now tucking up neatly, the third rider getting ready to finish this one off for Bath University. Edward Baker takes the mantle up for his university team here, setting a time as he crosses the line next time around. This is the benchmark.
50.910 for Bath.
50.0910. Derby up next. Sheila Munai, Rhys Thomas, Tom Whitaker in the lineup for the home team, just making their way onto the track now. This for the top 4 positions to contest the medals in the team sprint competition.
So it's a race that is enjoyed by the sprinters. So it's Tom Whitaker. Reminder will provide the first lap.
So Derby University getting prepared
in various stages of preparation to come to the track. So in the game, Tom Whittaker, 9-2 is Sheila Mounier, and man 3 is Reese Thomas.
So Tom Whittaker on the inside, Sheila Mounier in the middle, Reese Thomas on the top of the track. Derby begin their team sprint qualifying. Whittaker leading the line, pushing out front, staying a little closer than Team Bath in the previous qualifying. As Whittaker pulls away, Mounier takes the mantle up front. Pace is picked up dramatically as a result, and they are absolutely hammering around the track here. Mounier gives way as Reese Thomas takes over, riding number 20. Reese Thomas for Derby University, looking to beat the time of 50.09.10. And as he comes around the final bend, oh, that's a brilliant time. 49.867.
So Derby take the lead, that's going down to second. The next team on track will be the riders representing Durham.
So Derby moving to the top of the pile. We've got 3 teams from Loughborough University and 2 from Glasgow coming up. But first we'll see Durham and then Exeter put down their markers. I suspect we're going to see some super fast times as we progress through this qualifier. Out next, Durham University.
Will Dixon, Alex, Raghamas, Valera, and James Riley, the 3 riders for Durham. So Riley is man 3. Valera again away. The middle lap will be completed by Dixon. .49.867, the new benchmark set by Derby in the preceding heat.
Will Dixon setting up in the middle there. James Riley, the purple socks up on the outside.
Will Dixon decides sunglasses are required indoors. The outside looks like quite a pleasant day outside through the windows of the Derby Arena.
The final rider just
On the first official day of spring.
having some issues with the setup.
Okay, we're almost ready to go.
We're still getting a pause here.
Well, we were, but once again, mind on the inside, having a little bit of a wobble.
It's just a bit of a problem there. The inside rider, and it looks like one of the officials had to step on.
Have a starting gate for the first rider, which stability being completed have been held up. Normal riders are accustomed to departing from a start gate. Well, having said that, Alex Varela's having a bit of an issue departing with a health start. I think we're good to go now.
So Alex Varela ready, up and running finally. Well, not the steadiest start, and that is a fall there at the start, and whistle blown. There seems to be a mechanical issue with the cleat on the left foot that's causing the problem.
The second opportunity to record a time. Two riders will return to the start line.
Varela just not able to find the grip that he requires on that left shoe.
Standing starts such as that Alex Varela is grappling with at the moment is something that riders spend a lot of time practicing at world and national level. If you get a chance to swing by the National Cycling Centre in Manchester during a weekday, you'll find that the Great Britain cycling team training on the boards of the medal factory, as it's called. And they spend a lot of time practicing starts from the starting gate. Once you get the hang of it, it's okay, but if you've not done it before, it can be challenging. So in this scenario, a lot depends also on the holder keeping the rider in this straight line as well.
So Alex Varela having a second go with his teammates, but really struggling with this standing start. It is a trained skill and does take some practice, but as you can see, a little shaky on the inside of the track. Interesting that he wasn't in the original lineup for this one. It was Edward Gaskarth who was put in there. So you have some sympathies for Alex Varela. Stepping in. Gives a nod of the head. He'll want that buzzer to go off pretty quickly. And gets a solid push off the line, gets a good cheer as well. Varela leads the line for Durham University. At second time of asking, they are up and running. And now taking to the front, it's Will Dixon, and that means that it is a slow start, and that is the problem. That left boot just not connecting, and that will be a time for Durham put together by the two athletes still remaining.
So continuing for a time.
The bell tolls for Will Dixon, who breaks away at the top. And James Riley will finish this one off for Durham University. An afternoon, I think they will fondly forget. 1:02 1:09.05, the time set by Durham University.
So the time completed by 2 of the 3 riders was 1:02.085.
So, disaster for Durham. Will it be ecstasy for Exeter next?
So next up will be the team of Exeter. Our leaders are still in the 50-second line of this qualification round of Derby in 49.867.
So Exeter getting ready.
Fastest 4 teams going into the medal rise later. First and second fastest for gold, and third and fourth fastest for bronze.
Teams getting up and into position here then.
So James Tulling is man 1, James Adam man 2, and man 3, Sebastian Robertson.
James Adam, Sebastian Robertson and
Skin suit is clearly in the wash.
Jake Talling, the lineup for Exeter. And off they go.
Led away by Jake Tulling. James Adams just feeding his way into this one.
Jake Talling up front, leading the line for Exeter. Didn't look too comfortable out of the starting gate, but he's going to complete his first lap, peel away up the track and hand over to James Adams,
What a final pace of Derby for that opening lap.
wearing the team livery.
Falls a bit further behind now.
James Adams
Tulling
crosses the line, breaks away and leaves the final lap to Sebastian Robertson. 49.865 the time to beat.
Side that. Running to third fastest time at the moment.
57.877 the finishing time. Puts them into third spot at this stage.
Representing Glasgow University.
So now we move into north of the border territory as Glasgow University have 2 teams coming out. The next 2 qualifiers, 750 metres, 3 laps around the track for these 3 athletes.
So climbing on board the bike for the first lap is Kyle Thomas. Man 2 will be Ken Fraser, and man 3, Cormac McConville. Glasgow Team 1 online.
So the first line-up from Glasgow University, Kenneth Fraser, I should say, Cormac McConville and Kyle Thomas. Kyle Thomas out front.
Kyle Thomas trying to get him out of the way as briskly as possible. Good start with these three. Most consistent.
Good pace from this trio. Kyle Thomas has done his job.
It's Kenneth Fraser.
Kenneth Fraser taking to the front for one of the 250-metre revolutions, and now handing over to Cormac McConville. Cormac McConville going to set the time for Glasgow 1.
Being delivered here by Cormac McConville.
Cormac McConville coming round the final bend out of 4 into the final straight, and the time is 52.976.
That's the third fastest time in this qualification ride thus far. Glasgow Team 2 will be next on track.
So Evan Coleman with the black hat, black helmet. Finn and Cole with the pink, and Cameron Lumsden with the white cap in the middle. (49.867) the time set by Derby University. The fastest time, the one to beat.
Evan Coleman to get
Glasgow 2 underway now as Evan Coleman gets to the front.
Gone to the front. They've left the third man behind. That's not actually the way it works. But anyway.
Well, dropping way back is Cameron Lumsden, but taking up the front now, Finn and Cole.
The third one is actually Finn Cole, who is second rider on the track. They're doing another lap with the first rider on the front. Well, yes.
Well, now coming through at the line, Evan Coleman.
So we'll acknowledge the time recorded by Glasgow Team 2.
Well, an interesting situation here. Cameron Lumsden pulling out.
It's 57.914. However,
well, an unusual set of circumstances here. I think they're still waiting for the man in the white cap, Cameron Lumsden, to come round across the line.
I did not confirm that beyond the time recorded across the line because, of course, all kinds of things went wrong there for Glasgow Team 2. The third rider rode away, and then the second rider overtook him, who of course was the first rider, technically. The third rider then caught for. So, unfortunately, the team of Glasgow 2 are disqualified.
So Glasgow 2 have officially been disqualified after a bit of a messy one, you have to say.
However, if anyone was making an educational video on how not to ride a team sprint, that might be a good one. So you might get some rights from the video production. Anyway, back to the serious business at hand, and the first of 3 teams from Loughborough University are next to go.
So next up, it's Loughborough University. 3 teams from Loughborough.
So with all the excitement taking place, Derby are still our leaders. The only teams have beaten 50 seconds so far, 49.867. The next team on the line are Loughborough University Team 1. Truman and Michael Jervis for Loughborough 1. A formidable combination.
So Loughborough 1 get underway here.
Ryder who will discharge the opening lap. Michael Jervis doing a bit of catch-up to Joe Truman.
Bo Mayer taking out the opening lap. All in grey.
Truman takes over the race.
Joe Truman in purple taking second spot.
In this very event to some success. So this will be a good second lap for Truman. He'll swing up and leave it to Michael Jervis to complete this to record the time.
Jervis here. Michael Jervis in the matte black to finish things off. How is this looking? And a 47, near dead, 47.001 puts Loughborough 1 in pole position. Strong finish from the first trio from Loughborough.
The second team will next to come to the line. So 2 juniors are inside 50 seconds. Loughborough 1 with that 47.001 and Derby 49.867, still second fastest. The best of the rest at the moment on that with 50.910. Still 4 teams to go. First race for is Loughborough 2 on approach to the start even now.
So this second team from Loughborough featuring Taylor Dart, Joshua Knowles and Kieran Riley. Kieran Riley busy out here.
Psyching himself up for the tasking now.
4 teams to go in this sprint qualifier for the team competition. Up on the outside we have Joshua Knowles, the red, white and blue strip. Down at the bottom of the track it's Kieran Riley, and just popping in the middle, Taylor Dart.
So the man in the middle is Taylor Dart. And this is Loughborough Team 2.
It's a little bit of a hush here now in the Derby Arena Velodrome. Loughborough 1 set a time of 47.001. Loughborough 2 are out here for their sprint qualifying. And it's Kieran Riley leading the way for the first of 3 laps.
University Championships.
He'll come across the line, power up the track and leave a gap, which will be filled by Taylor Dart. Taylor Dart now the front of the duo. He'll leave the final lap to Joshua Knowles. Joshua Knowles takes the front, puts in an extra kick of speed here. This is looking to be a very good time indeed. They're just outside Team 1, but only by a fraction of a second. And they come around for a final time. Oh, in the end, they dropped 48.727. So nearly a full 2 seconds off their team number 1.
So Loughborough 1 still first is 47.001. Loughborough 2 second first is 48.727. Well, if that was Loughborough 1 and 2, this must be Loughborough 3. I think you call this strength in depth in team sprinting in Loughborough University. They're all taking a master's degree in team sprinting, if such a thing exists. Probably should. So man in the gate is Barney Hall, man 2 Nathan Hardy, and man 3 is William Gilbank. Our chief commissioner has a bit of number dyslexia. It's
So Team 3 from Loughborough get underway.
That is Nathan Hardy.
Nathan Hardy out around the back straight.
Completion of the opening lap.
Great start there, handing over to Hardy was Barney Hall. Barney Hall getting them off to a flyer.
Performance. Bronze on the team sprint last year for Nathan Hardy. Final lap order in.
And now William Gilbank takes over to finish off the final lap for Loughborough. Just held up a little bit there around bend number 2 and a 49.724. So that puts Loughborough 1, 2, 3 in positions 1, 2 and 3. Derby sitting on 49.867 in 4th place. Remember the top 4 going through, but we have 2 more teams to come in qualification. Nottingham and Strathclyde are up next.
So, disqualification for Loughborough Team 3.
Well, disqualification for Loughborough 3, who just went for a false changeover.
Well,
handing over too early.
15 meters beyond it, not before and not after. Nottingham next to go.
So Loughborough 3 disqualified, means the top 3 are Loughborough 1, Loughborough 2 and Derby, and then shortly behind them Bath University. Nottingham up next. So on the inside, Matthew Brown takes to the front. He's followed by Barnabas Pickford and Edward Charles taking up the rear. Now, we need to see a big time from Matthew Brown to put them in a good position. He peels away up the top, handing over to Barnabas Pickford. Barnabas Pickford trying to lead this Nottingham trio into the top 4. Silver medal for Pickford in this event last year. Hands over to Edward Charles. Edward Charles with the yellow stripe across his helmet. He had a quick look up at the scoreboard, I think. Not got time for that. A 49.555, which puts them neatly into 3rd place. And so the top 3 are Loughborough 1, Loughborough 2, Nottingham, and on the bubble, Derby with a 49.867. One team to come, Strathclyde, will be looking to beat that margin, or that measure that's been put down by Derby University of 49.867. Strathclyde, the last of the teams to qualify here in the open team sprint competition.
So the final team of Strathclyde University.
Strathclyde University lining up with 111, Connell Davidson, 112, Struan Ferns, and 113, Rory Teal. Looking to beat that time set by Derby of 49.867 for a place in the final. Top 3 secure. Loughborough 1 with a 47.001. Team to beat by the looks of things here, Eddie here. Loughborough 2, 48.727. And Nottingham 49.555. Derby on the bubble. Strathclyde on the track.
So Rory Thiel is man 1, man 2 is Struan Ferns, and man 3 is Connell Davidson.
Strathclyde University on the track here at the Derby Arena Velodrome. This is the open team sprint qualification with the medal matches, medal races I should say, coming up later. Only the top 4 go through. So coming up the inside, Rory Teal.
Rory Teal gets them underway. I think they might have been practicing that start a little bit.
Pushing out hard from the line. Is it hard enough though?
47.00.
Teal crosses the line or hand over to Struan Ferns. Struan Ferns needs to power down here. He's being almost looks like he's been hunted by Conall Davidson. So close on his wheel, having to just ride up the track a tiny bit. And now that's a super handover, it has to be said. Conall Davidson coming through to finish things off. This is going to be very close indeed. I'm not sure they're going to make it though. It's quite close in Strathclyde with a 51.054. Haven't quite done enough here. So the qualifiers, Loughborough University 1, Loughborough University 2, Nottingham University, and the host team Derby University, the top 4 teams through the open team sprint qualifying, and they will be contesting the medals in this discipline a little bit later on.
So we'll see that final later on during the course of this afternoon's competition program. In fact, it's the final competitive action, unless the sprint finals go to 3 matches. In which case it will be the penultimate competitive action.
Take these beautiful things that I've got. Things that I've got. These beautiful things that I've got. Things that I've got. These beautiful these beautiful things that I've got.
Still more action to come from the Derby Arena Velodrome. We move on to the individual pursuit medal matches right next, and then we'll go on to the minor places for the sprints, and then their match sprints for the medals in the women's competition. Team pursuit medals up for grabs as well. That could be the last action on track, unless one of the sprint medal matches goes to a decider, and that will then conclude the action on the first day of live coverage from the BUCS Cycling and Para-Cycling Track Championships. Got plenty more action to come tomorrow as well, as we move on to the final day of competition. We'll see the flying qualifiers for the men at the top of the day, along with the time trials. We'll have 2 full sessions taking you through the final medals here at these BUCS 2024-2025 championships.
Of course, the women's sprint final, female sprint final, to use its correct title. The open team pursuit finals and the open team sprint finals. And of course, the female sprint will have a minor final for places 5 through to 8 to classify their drivers. And then the actual medal finals will be contested over best of 3.
Well, this fantastic facility has provided some great action already today. The pursuit medals up for grabs next. Bronze first up.
Starting in both straights. Therefore, some heavy lifting required.
We'll see the athletes for the first time today starting on opposite sides of the track as they contest 3 kilometres, 12 laps for the pursuit medals. Often the start absolutely critical in the pursuit because you've got no chance of getting a draft. Sitting in behind someone, you've got to do a lot of work to get off the line.
Principle is that the fastest rider of the two on the track starts on the home straight.
Just doing some facilities checks here in the venue. I promise you, you're not missing any of the action. They're just testing the starting. There you go. Starting countdown test performed. They just want to double check that ahead of these crucial medal matches.
Final 12-second countdown to make sure the riders can hear those bleeps. And feel free to make as much noise as you like to cheer your favourites around the track. 4 kilometres, 16 laps for these female individual pursuit medal finals. Bronze medal final first, starting in the home straight, Lottie Dawson from Nottingham, and in the back straight, Mary Porton of Loughborough.
So, as the riders go through their final preparations, we are waiting for the bronze medal race between Lottie Dawson of Nottingham University, who will be on the home straight. She'll start on the home straight against Mary Porton of Loughborough on the back straight. That will be followed by the gold medal race between Corinne Hall on the home straight of Salford University and Nottingham University's Matilda Gurney on the back straight. Athletes are making their way up to the velodrome. We'll start the female individual pursuit medal races very soon.
So Lottie Dawson arrives at the start line, 5:04.077 in her qualification ride earlier today. Her opponent, Mary Porton of Loughborough, 5:10.250 was her qualification time. So therefore, Dawson will start as the favourite. And that's all translate into the second ride of the day. Dawson may have been keeping something in reserve for the final. We'll find out in 16 laps time.
Well, the athletes lined up now in their starting positions. Lottie Dawson of Nottingham, 4th in the qualification round. Mary Porton on the back straight. Loughborough 5th, and the time difference between them was just a little over 6 seconds. So you have to fancy Lottie Dawson from Nottingham in the green and yellow strip right here to be favourite. Off we go.
Individual pursuit bronze medal final underway.
4 kilometres of the track for the bronze medal, and ultimately it's down to the fastest rider. And you have to say, Mary Porton has got off to a flying start. She's much quicker through the first lap. 1.5 odd seconds the difference between the two.
Times don't always represent what's going to happen in the final. Port's an absolute flyer. If she makes the catch, of course, it'll be race over.
Well, 16 laps of the track, and you wouldn't expect such a big lead early on here. In the 16 laps potentially of this race could be over earlier if Porton catches and overtakes Lottie Dawson. A little slow off the line for the Nottingham University student, but she's starting to ramp up through the gears now.
Become a little larger now. And of course, you can still see.
Well, there's only a bend in this between these two athletes, and gotta say that Mary Porton is not a million miles away off being able to see Lottie Dawson on the straight.
Porton noticeably slowing here. Obviously, safety measure to make sure she's got enough reserves for the finish. She is still ahead, but the gap, as you can see, is shortening considerably. Lottie Dawson almost back on terms.
So as Porton eases up to ensure she's got the legs for the end of the race, with 10 to go.
Away from the line and catch up. Well, she applied that
Dawson
almost for the first time.
is now just starting to open up. She comes over the line.
Mary Porton now beginning to pay for that very quick start, because for the first time Lottie Dawson is ahead on the line of the home straight for Nottingham University.
So Dawson has now taken over. She's a good chunk ahead now, and it's now flipped completely on its head as Lottie Dawson now sees Marie Porton in the straight, and there is a big chance here with 7 to go as Dawson crosses the line that she could catch Porton. Porton could pay here for a too heavy a start. She's really easing up. Dawson's coming around the outside. She's going to take her on the third bend, and that is it. The bronze medal goes to Lottie Dawson of Nottingham University after a, well, very controversial start. We thought Porton had caught Dawson napping off the line, but in the end it turns out she went out way too hard and the legs just gave in. Lottie Dawson from Nottingham University taking the bronze medal in the female individual pursuit here at the BUCS Track Cycling Championships.
She lost to Mary Porton for trying everything she could to try and get the better of Lottie Dawson. So from the bronze medal final, we will move to the gold medal final. Two riders involved in this one, starting at the home straight, representing Salford University will be Corinne Hall. Comes time of 4:59.457, was not in the fastest qualification time, and also the only sub-5-minute time of the qualification round this morning. Corinne Hall, because of Story Racing. Our opponent in the back straight is Tilly Gurney of Nottingham University. Their qualification time 5:03.
So the bronze sorted out now. It's time to find out who's going to take gold and silver on the home straight. Starting on the home side is Corinne Hall from Salford, who set the fastest time in a qualification of 4:57 seconds, I should say, and behind her in second place, but a full 4 seconds behind, Matilda Gurney from Nottingham University. She'll start on the back straight. This is Corinne Hall, a bit of a celebrity. As a former road cyclist for Team GB. She moved over to the para-cycling team as a guide and has Paralympic medals galore. Matilda Gurney over the other side, ready to go. Thumbs up from the official. This for the gold medal in the female individual pursuit. So out of the gate, both riders fairly comfortable. Corinne Hall just setting the pace at the moment. As they settle into the rhythm, it's Matilda Gurney who's had the steadier start. She's just ahead at the moment. There's not much in it, but can a few extra kilometres an hour at this stage be carried through? Now I saw that you can burn out early in these races. It's 16 laps of the track, 4 kilometres. You don't want to go out too hard too early.
Around for completion of the opening kilometre next time. Still advantage Gurney, 107.869. She's 0.928 of a second ahead of Corinne Hall. First kilometre completed.
Still leading though, Matilda Gurney.
Deficit falls, so she's starting to chip away at the advantage of Matilda Gurney.
0.8 of a second down at the moment, Corinne Hall. But she's starting to eat into that deficit. And it's tumbling down, 0.2 of a second taken off in that half a lap. And now we're getting even closer. And is this a case of Corinne Hall pressing harder on the accelerator, or has Matilda Gurney just started to seize up? And for the first time, Corinne Hall crosses the timer beam first. And she's building up here.
Very steady qualification round this morning. It's fast, but consistent lap. 5.39 the advantage for Corinne Hall.
Corinne Hall now starting to pull away. The lead is building. 6 laps to go after this, just a kilometre and a half remaining. And if anything, Corinne Hall is powering down more as Matilda Gurney starts to seize up. 1.8 seconds behind now. Gurney looking like the silver medal is the best she's going to do. Corinne Hall looking super, super solid. Nearly 2 seconds up now.
It's the closing kilometre, a lap and a half.
Is there enough time here for Corinne Hall to bail in Matilda Gurney?
Consistent pace of Hall. And now with the advantage of
Hall being told by her coach that she's doing enough here. She doesn't need to go harder. But you could see that she's absolutely flying now. I can't see her easing up. And then gets the call from the coach to go for it. So just coming into the back straight as Matilda Gurney was leading it. And when you can see the athlete in front of you, it just spurs you on. She's got the gold medal, Corinne Hall. Unless something dramatic happens, she comes off the bike, which we don't see very often. Corinne Hall's got this one. Can she do in the last couple of laps the unthinkable and take it before the end of the regulation laps? Still being urged on to speed up by her coach. She'll have the bell next time around. And Matilda Gurney just hanging on here to see this one out. Corinne Hall coming into the final lap here. And the coach then just giving her the signal to lay off. No need for the overtake here. And she has just come off the gas a little bit. But Corinne Hall in the final 50 metres comes to take the gold in the female individual pursuit here at the BUCS Track Championships, the Derby Arena Velodrome. Corinne Hall absolutely flew to that gold medal. Matilda Gurney tried hard at the beginning, had the lead, but got overhauled. She'll take the silver here, but it's gold, gold, gold for Corinne Hall from Salford University.
Obviously, legend. Gold medal for Salford University, silver for Tilly of Nottingham, and bronze for Lottie Dawson from Nottingham.
Oh, what a race there from Corinne Hall. All at Salford University will be cheering her on as she's taken gold here. Nottingham University will be happy too with silver and bronze for Matilda Gurney and Lottie Dawson. Gold for Salford, Corinne Hall.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good.
More medals up for grabs to conclude the action here on the first day of 2 days of live coverage from the 2024-2025 Cycling and Para-Cycling BUCS Track Championships. Contesting the minor places though first, we'll have the women's sprint places 5 to 8 decided in the next race. And then we move into the sprint medal matches. They are best of 3 contests when we get down to the medal matches in the sprints. So we'll have the medal matches punctuated with the team pursuit and team sprint medals if necessary. But this one is for places 5, 6, 7 and 8, contested between Derby's Rhiannon Griffer, wearing 24, number 92, Elizabeth Broughton from Nottingham University, number 97, Elodie Gage from Nottingham Trent, and Amy Dixon wearing number 76.
So the rising starts on the inside here, but then Gage of Nottingham Trent.
So 3 laps of the track in a cagey contest, as it often turns out to be, but wanting to get out early and starting up at a pretty hefty pace. The 4 athletes are keen to get this one up and running. Gage leading at the front, but Derby's around Briffa trying to come up high around the outside of 3. Pace is a little high to come around the outside as the bell goes, and Gage is leading this one from Dixon. Gage for 5th, Dixon for 6th at the moment. Coming up the inside, not enough, and on the line for 6th place there. Gage taking 5th. Now, did Broughton do enough on the line to take 6th place here? We'll have to wait for confirmation. I can tell you that in the end, Briffa had to settle for 8th place. We are just waiting for confirmation here. We come around the final lap here, and you can see
Dixon takes 5th place in the sprint. Elizabeth Braun takes 6th, 7th for LD Gage, and 8th place in the sprint.
And there it is on the line. What a finish in the end for 6th place. That was spectacular. Dixon from Broughton, from Gage, from Briffa. Places 5 to 8 concluded.
So we're going to move on now to the medal finals. As I mentioned a little earlier, these are best of 3.
We move swiftly on to the medal races now. Best of 3 contests for the bronze and gold.
And there's necessity for a match 3. Psychologically, it's always good to get the first win at Newcastle and puts the pressure on your opponents. Bronze medal final first, James Taylor of Derby, wearing race number 23, is the first rider to arrive off the start line. Our opponent is Jordan Hamilton of UC London, going to get strapped into the machine.
Well, we're just getting ready for the first, or a best of 3 race up. Just in shot there, Jodie Taylor with the blue and orange strip on the outside. She's representing Derby University, so has some support here at her home track. University of Central Lancashire's Georgia Holt on the inside, wearing all black. Best of 3, 3 laps to be raced. Jockeying for position early. Getting the early win puts you in a strong position. You can play a bit more with the tactics in the second race if you've taken the first. Jodie Taylor happy to sit high, making Georgia Holt look backwards while cycling forwards. Not an easy skill. So looking to take the inside line. Jodie Taylor was picked by Georgia Holt. Georgia Holt coming around the outside, but she's left a gap down the inside. The gate was left open, and Georgia Taylor coming hard up the inside line. What has Holt got in the bag here? Looks like Taylor's going to take this, and Holt lets it go. The first of best of 3 races goes to Jodie Taylor. She's one up, and she could do it next time around.
She has to win at match 2 to take it to the decider.
These two will get a race. It's not consecutive races. They'll have a little break now as we take a look back. The gate was left open there, and Jodie Taylor in the blue and orange strip saw the opportunity, took the line, and that forced Georgia Holt to have to go the long way round to the outside, and in the end gave up on turn 4. Let it go, saving her energy for race number 2. So now we go to the first of potentially 3 races for the gold medal. Sarah Johnson from Heriot Watt in the red and blue strip. She'll take on Rihanna Paris-Smith of Derby, who gets onto the track first on the outside in the all blue. And Paris-Smith from Derby University is the one to beat here, you have to say. She's dominated this competition. Get underway. Paris-Smith has absolutely no issues with a slow pace at the beginning. In fact, it suits her because the explosive nature of her acceleration pretty much has dominated things here at the Derby Arena Velodrome.
Into the world of cycling only relatively recently. Someone's spotted immediately while they're over the cycling team. Reinforced by that great performance at the European Championships.
Sarah Johnson.
Zolder, a fortnight ago.
Maybe fooled by the fact that she's got her head tilted backwards. The peripheral vision allows you to see where you're going. It's not the easiest because you've got to balance as well. So it takes a lot of practice, especially around the bends. I'll have the bell next time around, and Paris-Smith still comfy, sitting at the back here. There goes Sarah Johnson, trying her hardest to outsprint Paris-Smith, but Paris-Smith so powerful, goes around the outside of 3 and into 4 and takes this one with some comfort. Paris-Smith takes the first victory of potentially 3 races. I'm not sure it's going to go that far for the gold medal here at the Derby Arena Velodrome. Rihanna Paris-Smith on her home track, 1 up in the gold medal women's sprint final.
This will be teams of 3 on different sides starting. On telly, these are split screen. I think they prefer the term pause. The delay is in people that are in racing in both.
Now time for the open team pursuit bronze medal race. Loughborough 2 here on the home straight will face Derby's quartet. Loughborough 2 with Nathan Hardy, Barney Hall, Caleb Payne and Mark Agent. Derby there on the other side with Jack Ball, Benjamin Flatow, Evan Schofield and Rhys Thomas.
So both teams are ready.
Four kilometres of the track, unless you're caught or you catch your opponents. And Loughborough playing cat and mouse here. They're trying to tease in the Derby team. Well, Derby can see Loughborough. A faulty start from Loughborough, and they did well there to hold that one together. They split into two pairs. So rider number 3 saving rider number 4, but they're up against it here. Derby, though, have been reduced to 3. They only need 3. It's the third rider across the line that stops the timer. But with 3 riders, Derby will be doing a lot more work than the 4 of Loughborough. Derby are leading here, but they're miles apart from each other. They really need to get back together. Benjamin Flatow just going high into the track to allow his 2 teammates to catch up with him, and now you can see Loughborough starting to pull away. Leading the line, Barney Hall for the team from Loughborough.
Increasingly likely for Derby, and Loughborough after that prominent start.
Huge amount of work going in from Barney Hall at the front for Team Loughborough. They're still behind by some way to Derby, but they've opened the gap up from the potential lapping. This for the bronze medal. And now the gap is closing right up. Derby just ahead, but only just. And Barney Hall has done his work for Loughborough. He's dropped out of the pack and the hands over. Looks like it's Caleb Payne leading for Loughborough now. Caleb Payne just drifting high to hand over. Mark Agent now leading for Loughborough as Derby are now being hunted down. They've gone from hunter to hunted. They are a significant step behind. Nearly 2.3 seconds. Loughborough have taken the lead after a shaky start. Rhys Thomas takes to the front for Derby, but that's the bell for Loughborough, who lead here. Up front for them, Nathan Hardy leads the line, and they're going to come across the line here for the bronze medal. And Loughborough too take the bronze after a very unusual start for them. They had to split their quartet into two pairs to pick up the trailing athlete who'd had some kind of mechanical failure. I suspect it was the cleat on one of the shoes, had to clip it back in. But saved by his team. Loughborough too have taken bronze. Mark Agent, Caleb Payne, Barney Hall and Nathan Hardy.
So bronze medal for Loughborough team.
There you see the difference, 4.6 seconds in the end for Derby. I'd imagine what that difference would have been if Loughborough hadn't had the faulty start.
So that's the second stage for the gold medal final.
So Loughborough appear in the gold medal match as well. They'll face Nottingham University, who start on the home straight.
So the teams involved in this gold medal final, starting in the home straight for a team of Nottingham, 4:15.975 in qualification earlier today. And Loughborough won in the back straight, 4:17.653 was the qualification time.
You finish where you started.
So Nottingham with the fastest time through the qualifying races, 4:15.975. After one with a 4:17.653. So difference in average speed across the qualifying race of about 0.4 kilometre an hour. Nottingham lined up on the home straight. Matthew Brown, Edward Charles, George Cottrell and Gabrielle Taylor. Loughborough won with William Gilbank, Joshua Knowles, Bo Mayer and Kieran Riley.
George Cottrell and Gabrielle Taylor.
Fancy the start here will be absolutely critical. Both these teams absolutely fly around the velodrome.
William Gilbert, Joshua Mills, Bo Mayer, and Kieran Riley.
The Open Team Pursuit gold medal race is underway as Nottingham in the green and yellow strip take on Loughborough in the mixed strip. Quartet of riders on both sides of the track, absolutely superb. Nottingham coming through the first lap ever so slightly faster than Loughborough, but early stages, 16 laps to complete of this 250-metre lap velodrome. The team's so closely matched, don't expect there to see any hint of catching your opponent. There's absolutely nothing in this at the moment.
Edge closer to overhauling Nottingham there. Gap down to just 0.104. Now back to 0.511 again. So
Nottingham being led out by George Cottrell.
Nottingham still with all four. Line dropped from the local line was Bo Mayer. And went for a rapid start.
Josh Knowles up front for Loughborough, and they're so close. Loughborough have dropped down to just 3 riders now, so Nottingham with the mini advantage. Oh, and then nearly a disaster for Nottingham as the rider that's dropped out, Bo Mayer, nearly got caught up in the transition, and that may well have slowed them down a fraction, but they still lead.
1.5 seconds now the advantage ahead of Nottingham. Loughborough team one, are they riding into a gold medal? Here it is.
Nottingham, a tight unit, but we can see that coming up behind them, Loughborough University have got a chance. Nottingham now dropping to a 3-man squad. Matthew Brown has dropped out of the back for Nottingham, done his work for the team, as Loughborough try and hunt down, chase down this Nottingham trio. They're not quite seeing them at the entry to the straight, but it's not far off. Leading the line, Josh Knowles powering down, head down, everything focused on those levers rotating left and right. They're getting ever so close now. 4 laps to go. Nottingham are going to have to settle for silver here. George Cottrell just peeling away at the front, but that transition perhaps helped out by transition from Loughborough. Loughborough, though, are ever so slowly closing this gap up. They now can see them in the same straight. Look at that. Loughborough absolutely on fire. They saved some energy in the qualification. And now they are just moments away from taking gold here. Kieran Riley powering the Loughborough team home. They're going to hear the bell this time around. And Kieran Riley leading the line for Loughborough. Nottingham just clinging on here. And they cross the line for the gold medal. What a performance from the quartet. William Gilbert, Joshua Knowles, Bo Mayer and Kieran Riley taking gold for Loughborough University here at the BUCS Track Cycling Championships. Nottingham have played their part today, though a fantastic performance from Matthew Brown, Edward Charles, George Cottrell and Gabrielle Taylor for the silver medal. But 2 medals for Loughborough, gold for Loughborough 1, bronze for Loughborough 2, sandwiching a magnificent silver medal performance from Nottingham.
Well, my great duo team pursuit finals. And Loughborough 1, your gold medal winners. For winning the Magi medals, Lone Mayor and Kieran White, silver for Nottingham.
And there is the margin of difference. Fantastic performance from Loughborough 1 to take gold in the Open Team Pursuit final. The competition continues here at the Derby Arena Velodrome as we return our attention to the sprint cycling medal matches.
I was in the darkness, heartless, left for dead, long forgotten. Something was pushing me, pulling me straight down to the bottom. Then I came alive, I walked through the fire. My mind turned the embers to red. Got caught in the deep, but I calmed the seas, and I'll never be the same. Only thing that I can say is second guess it, fight till my last breath, 'cause I was born to be a legend. I was born to be a legend. 'Cause I was born to be a legend. When you've been to hell and back, you're swearing that you'll never take what you got for granted. Rising from the rubble, struggle, I'm gonna be the last one standing. It runs through my blood, I've just begun to see I'm the one, I'm the chosen. The power inside is starting to rise. I know I was made for this moment. Only thing that I can say is I was meant for this, and I'll never second guess it. Fight till my last breath, 'cause I was born to be a legend. I was born to be a legend. 'Cause I was born to be a legend. Legends are born when the battle is raging. The blood in the fight, sacrifice that is made, and the reason we never stop till we make history. I put it all on the line and I made it. Reminded of why when I look in your eyes. I wish I could stay, but I'm destined for so much more. 'Cause I was born to be a legend. Oh, born to be a legend.
Well, we're going to find out who's born to be a legend right now as we return to the women's sprint bronze medal race-off. Best of 3, Jodie Taylor in the blue and orange right here. She took the first of the best of 3 races, representing Derby University. She goes up against Georgia Holt from the University of Central Lancashire. All in black. The pressure on Holt here to take this second race as they get underway. 3 laps of the track, the first 2. A little bit of a cagey affair, but Jodie Taylor can play well 50-50 in terms of the tactics. She doesn't need to win this to stay in with a chance. That saying, she'd prefer to do it in 2, but the pressure really on Georgia Holt. In a strong position, the back, that's why she's climbing up the track, trying to set up a position to attack from. Wants to catch Jodie Taylor unawares. So here comes the sprint. The bell will go 250 for the line. Holt round the outside, being forced as she was in the first race to go the long way round, but it looks like she might well do this now. She's come round the outside, she's got a longer way to go. Jodie Taylor, this is going to be on the line, but it's going to go to a third, and we are going to have a decider here. Georgia Holt, absolutely supreme around the outside. She was forced out there by Jodie Taylor, but she's leveled this one up, and we will need a decider for the bronze medal between Jodie Taylor of Derby University and Georgia Holt of the University of Central Lancashire. That will come a little later on. Forced to go round the outside. Georgia Holt, all in black, had a lot further to travel, but she got the power down early enough and then had enough left in the tank to see herself around bend number 4 and over the line. 1-1, Holt and Taylor, with one more to come.
Smith, riding for Derby, was comfortably the winner of the first match. Johnson did all she could to keep Para-Smith behind her. She began the acceleration on Para-Smith, already had the advantage going into the backstroke for the final time, but just rode away from Sarah Johnson.
Turn our attention to the gold medal race now. Rihanna Para-Smith from Derby University, all in blue on the inside, took the first race. Sarah Johnson from Heriot Watt in the red and blue has to win this one. We're underway in match race 2 for gold here in the female sprint final. Rihanna Para-Smith from Derby, 1 up, and well, she has the power. She's the class of the field here today. Sarah Johnson has done well to get into this gold medal race, but she knows she's up against it. She's got to play this one canny. She can't break early because Para-Smith just has the legs. And if she leaves it too late, Para-Smith goes and then she's already on the back foot. But here she goes on the outside, looking to push hard. Para-Smith puts down the afterburners, and you've got to say, as she tucks up, she's going to see this one through. She's got the power, she's got the pace. It's a great performance from Sarah Johnson, but Rihanna Para-Smith wins the women's sprint here at the BUCS Track Championships. An absolutely supreme performance from her in this discipline. Her power is impossible to break. And Rihanna Para-Smith of Derby takes gold in the women's sprint. Sarah Johnson from Heriot Watt with the silver medal, and we are yet to decide the bronze medal, which will be contested in a deciding race-off between Jodie Taylor and Georgia Holt very shortly. But Rihanna Para-Smith, top of the pile, and she's looked like that was always going to be the way all day today.
For our next action on track, which will be the Open Team Sprint medal finals.
So the Open Team Sprint finals coming up next, bronze followed by the gold medal, and then we will finish today's coverage with that deciding race-off between Jodie Taylor and Georgia Holt for the women's sprint individual bronze medal. We'll be back in around about 5 minutes to pick the team sprints up.
Take these beautiful things that I've done. Things that I've done. These beautiful things that I've done. Things that I've done. These beautiful things that I've got.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. I'm feeling good.
Outsider with a rebel yell. Push through the wind and the lightning. Find the strength inside myself. Fulfill my destiny. Leave it on the battlefield with the rest of me. I was born for this. off the gloves. I've had enough, it's in my blood. I was born for this. 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 It's how I was made, running through my veins. I'm here to stay, never gonna quit. I was born for this. 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 I was in the darkness, heartless, left for dead, long forgotten. Something was pushing me, pulling me straight down to the bottom. Then I came alive, I walked through the fire. My mind turned the embers to red. Got caught in the deep, but I calmed the seas, and I'll never be the same. Only thing that I can say is I was meant for this, and I'll never second guess it. Fight till my last breath, 'cause I was born to be a legend. I was born to be a legend. 'Cause I was born to be a legend. When you've been to hell and back, you're swearing that you'll never take what you got for granted. Rising from the rubble, struggle, I'm gonna be the last one standing. It runs through my blood, I've just begun to see I'm the one, I'm the chosen. The power inside is starting to rise. I know I was made for this moment. Only thing that I can say is I was meant for this, and I'll never second guess it. Fight till my last breath, 'cause I was born to be a legend. I was born to be a legend. 'Cause I was born to be a legend. Legends are born when the battle is raging. The blood in the fight, sacrifice that is made, and the reason we never stop till we make history. Oh, oh, oh. I put it all on the line and I made it. Reminded of why when I look in your eyes. I wish I could stay, but I'm destined for so much more. 'Cause I was born to be a legend. Oh, born to be a legend.
No, they're setting up on both sides. No, if they get caught, it doesn't count. You are not wrong.
Time now for the open team sprint bronze medal match. Nottingham University on the home straight lineup. Barnabas Pickford, Matthew Brown and Edward Charles in their lineup. Over on the other side we've got Derby University hunting down a medal. Tishna Munyai, Rhys Thomas and Tom Whitaker. 750 metres, 3 laps. Each rider has to lead a lap. And we are ready to get underway. Off we go then, Nottingham versus Derby in the open team sprint bronze final. And round the top bend come Derby. Leading out for them, Tom Whitaker pounding the wooden track hard as he breaks away for Tishla Munyai. And Nottingham are just ahead at the moment. Number 79, Barnabas Pickford, makes way for Edward Charles, and Nottingham absolutely hammering around on take it on the line. A brilliant performance by Nottingham to take the bronze medal here. Absolutely flew out of the start at 100 miles an hour. Derby just could not catch them at all. 49.244 from a 49.858 for Derby. Nottingham University taking the bronze medal in the open team sprint final. Brilliant performance then by Barnabas Pickford, Matthew Brown and Edward Charles of Nottingham University to take the bronze medal in the open team sprint competition. Just gold and silver to decide. Next up on track, it'll be Loughborough versus Loughborough as their first team take on the second team.
So the degree of certainty that the winner of the gold medal will be a team from Loughborough. It will either be Loughborough 1 in the home straight or Loughborough 2 in the back straight. How about that for insight? So, Michael Jovisburn there, and Joe Truman line up for Loughborough 1 in the back straight. And for Loughborough 2 in the back straight, we have Taylor Knott, Joshua Knowles, and Kieran Riley.
Well, the teams are lining up for the start. Loughborough 1 here on the home straight. Over on the other side, Loughborough 2, Taylor Dart, Joshua Knowles, Kieran Riley. There they are, Loughborough 2, over on the far side of the track. Looking good to go.
So we go on the final of the open team sprint. Loughborough 1, home straight, Loughborough 2, back to the sprint.
All set. It's time to go for gold in the open team sprint final. So out they go. Loughborough 1 being led out by Bo Meyer. Bo Meyer heading it out for Loughborough 2. Kieran Riley leads the line. Bo Meyer will break away. And Loughborough 1 ahead by just under a second. And the final lap being taken by Michael Jervis. Michael Jervis powering around. It's pretty close though. Michael Jervis into the final bend, and Loughborough 1 take the gold medal from Loughborough 2. It was as tight as you can get in the end. Just under a second lead. But what a team Loughborough 1 is, anchored by Michael Jervis. 2 gold here at the Derby Arena Velodrome. 0.826 of a second the difference in the end, picking up a lot of that in the final lap. A fabulous performance from Loughborough University, taking gold and silver in the open team sprint. Nottingham claiming the bronze medal here at the BUCS Cycling and Para-Cycling Track Championships 24-25. Well, here's Michael Jervis anchoring Loughborough 1 to that gold medal. Didn't need the dip, but it looks good. So Loughborough 1 and Loughborough 2 take gold and silver in the last of the open races in today's coverage. We have, of course, got more live action tomorrow from the last day of the championship, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. But we've got one more race to go here, and that is the deciding match race in the female sprint bronze medal matchup. Jodie Taylor of Derby University, going in the blue and orange strip, took the first race. Georgia Holt from the University of Central Lancashire took the second, pushing us to a decider.
Well, unless they want to make them do all three. But the top part of the face.
And the last of the action from day 1 of 2 days of live coverage. Just getting ready in the wings, and we'll be back for that. Well, we won't be back. We're right here now for the deciding race in the female sprint competition. The bronze medal. Third place on the podium, up for grabs. Jodie Taylor in the blue and orange, Georgia Holt in the all black, just getting ready to go. So here we go, on the line, the deciding race. It's 1-1 between Jodie Taylor of Derby University and Georgia Holt of the University of Central Lancashire. This 750 metres for the last available spot on the podium on day one of our live coverage. Georgia Holt taking the front in the tactical part of this race. Jodie Taylor saw what happened in the second race. She got caught out around the outside. Has that taken too much out of the legs of Georgia Holt? Jodie Taylor going high up the banking. The door being left open, not quite enough. So now Jodie Taylor is coming up high again, but it looks like a break from Georgia Holt. Georgia Holt is trying to do this from the front, and has she got enough in her legs to come around here? Georgia Holt from 1-0 down took the second race. Georgia Holt is going to take the bronze here. What a race for Georgia Holt of Heriot-Watt University. What a fabulous performance from her to come from one behind to take the decider. And Georgia Holt from the University of Central Lancashire has taken the bronze medal here to the BUCS Cycling and Para-Cycling Championships. A fantastic performance. Rihanna Paris-Smith of Derby taking gold. Sarah Johnson from Heriot-Watt taking the silver, and it's Georgia Holt, the University of Central Lancashire, with the bronze medal. Fantastic action here. Well, up against it, 1-0 down. Georgia Holt had to come round the outside to level things up in the second race, forcing this decider and then breaking early from the front. She had the legs in the decider, coming around the final bench. She had a little look over her shoulder. She knew she'd done it, powered through over the line for bronze. So Rihanna Paris-Smith of Derby University taking gold. Sarah Johnson from Heriot-Watt with the silver. And a brilliant performance from Georgia Holt of the University of Central Lancashire for the bronze medal in the female sprint finals here at the BUCS Championships. That's it from our coverage here on day one of the competition, or the medals competition here in Derby. We've got more to come. 2 sessions tomorrow. We'll be back at 10 a.m. Have a very pleasant evening. We'll see you tomorrow.